The Eagles take down the Vikings 34-28. The Eagles move to 2-0. The Vikings go to 0-2. Take it away, Ocho. What was your biggest takeaway from the game?
The biggest takeaway from the game was obviously it started off really slow. It started very slow, very methodical. It was somewhat boring almost, and really didn't really pick up for me and get me excited until after halftime. Takeaway the most, the Vikings got to get going. The Vikings have to find a way to get going. They got to find a way to establish the run. They already got a way to get Justin Jefferson going, moving them around, put them in different positions to make the plays. They got to find a way to get the running game going and find a way to get a lead. They're not playing well at all.
But here's the thing, Ocho. Running is a mentality. You can't say if you run the ball twice and we don't get any yards, you can't say to hell with the run and just start throwing it all over the yard. And that's seemingly what Minnesota has done. But they got to take care of the football. That's 7 turnovers in 2 games. In both games, they've had at least 3 turnovers in the first half. That's 2, and they should have had the lead at the half. If Jefferson doesn't muff the football out of the end zone, they're going into the half with a lead.
That's a ridiculous rule too. Let's go back to that. That's a ridiculous rule. They need the competition committee in the offseason. They need to go out and get rid of that rule. It's ridiculous.
Okay, what would you have the rule be? They get the ball back at the 2-yard line?
Exactly where he loses the ball, he gets it back right there. Just the touchback and turning the ball. Come on, man. Come on now.
That is a very harsh penalty. That's a very, very harsh penalty for that.
Most definitely.
I mean, have anybody, I don't know if there's a player that's lost. It's close. But Kirk Cousins, you look at his numbers. He's 31 of 43, 364, 4 touchdowns. He has these empty calorie games that if you didn't watch the game and you just look at the stats,
you think he went crazy. He went crazy.
Yes. But he didn't play bad. But early when they needed him to make a few plays, he didn't. He had a very costly turnover that led to 7 points.
Whoa! Wait! What's turnover? Not the strip sack.
Strip sack.
That's the left tackle fault. That's the left tackle fault. And then the commentator saying, "Oh, the left tackle dealing with an injury." Well, if you're dealing with an injury, ain't no
get the game.
Hey, you ain't supposed to be out there because you costing your team.
Okay, but here's the thing. This is what Mike Shanahan used to always tell us, our coach. He says, look, don't exacerbate the situation. Okay, the left tackle got whipped. Hold on to the ball. Just because he got whipped.
That's the blind side now. That's the blind side. Kirk can't even see Buddy coming now.
I understand that. But sometimes you got to bail. Sometimes you just got to hold on to the ball. Yeah, I understand it's the blind side. But don't make a situation worse. He gets beat, and then you turn the ball over. The Vikings defense, that's terrible. How you we get the ball back. All we got to do is stop him, Ocho. We stop him, we gonna get the ball back. Oh, hey, D, let's go, D, let's go. And they run the ball down your throats.
Listen, the most embarrassing thing for any NFL team to do is to run the ball up and down the field and push you around. That's exactly what DeAndre Swift and that offensive line did for the Eagles tonight. It was ridiculous. Swift finished with 175?
175 on 28 carries.
On 28 carries?
They had 48 rushes for 259, 5.4 carry, 3 touchdowns. You know what's so embarrassing about the run game is because you're moving a man against his will. Let that sink in for people at home.
Yeah.
You're moving a man against his will. He said, I'm saying, you're finna move from this earth. And he said, no, hell, I ain't. And I say, that you say, you get out of here. And Lane Johnson and Kelsey.
And
Donovan, those and Landon Dixon, they got him up out of there.
Why not make the adjustments? Why not make the adjustments defensively? If the running game for the Eagles is doing extremely well, Brian Flores, why not put 9 in the box? Why not take Harrison bring him down?
They needed to bring John Randall back, rest his soul, Chris Dolman. They needed Chris Millard. They needed the Purple People Eaters. They needed all of them to stop.
Right.
We get what we call a 4-minute offense because we don't want to give you the ball back. So basically, we go to a lot of 2 tight ends. We're just going to try to run the football.
Right.
You know what we're going to do. We know you know what we're going to do. and you still can't
stop it. I don't know.
That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Very, very, very much so. Now they're in a hole. Now you're 0-2.
You're 0-2. So, and that's the thing about being over, because you think about it now. Just to get to 500, you got to go 2-0. A quarter of your season's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put yourself behind the 8 ball so much when you start the season like they started. But what do you expect? Do you expect to play in the NFL, turn the ball over 6 times in 2 games before the half and win? And they had an opportunity to win.
Listen, there are very few teams in the NFL that can turn the ball over and still come back and actually win a game. You can't turn the ball over and expect to win unless your offense is an extreme juggernaut. And it ain't too many offensive teams that's out there like that, especially when you turn the ball over and the other team gets points off those turnovers.
Well, first and second of all, you can't turn the ball over like that if your defense crap. You give up 260 yards on the ground because you can't stop them, because they're scoring on their possessions. You turn it over, put them on a short field. If you can't stop them when you can't stop them when you kick the ball off, and they got to go 75 yards for a touchdown. How the hell you expect to stop them if you turn it over and they only got to go 20 yards?
All right, you got to make your job easy as possible. You got to make your job easy as possible. They're not doing that. They're not doing that at all.
So if you're the head coach of the Vikings, what's your speech? What's your speech at the in the locker room?
We put ourselves in the hole, gentlemen. We put ourselves in the hole, and we got to find a way to dig it out. It obviously starts with practice. Defense, you got to learn how to tackle. And then obviously, I don't want to single anybody out, and I can't just put it all on Flores. Because Flores is the defensive coordinator; he's calling defensive plays. But regardless of what the X's and O's are called, the players got to execute. You got to execute. You can't put it on the coach. If this is what he wants to run, we need to be able to stop and run whatever he's calling to the best of our ability. If you know the run is coming, you got to tackle. You got to wrap up. Ain't no reason DeAndre Swift's supposed to be running 6 yards a carry in the NFL. This ain't Madden. This ain't Madden. This on Madden you run for 6 yards a carry.
They run and dive, Ocho.
Not in real life.
But Ocho, here's the thing. When you look at it like this, what scheme? What I call? They running the football. Right. I know they're gonna run. You know they're gonna run. Everybody in the stadium knows they're gonna run the football. What the hell can I call?
Nothing.
Get up your block, defeat the man, and get him on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the pass. Okay, they do. Man, you see what they're doing? They're getting into this bunch formation. They're doing a lot of motion. We can, if the pass game, I get it.
Right.
But when you run, all they did was just turn around and had DeAndre Swift the ball.
No, nothing pretty. Nothing pretty. There was nothing pretty, nothing exotic. Hand the ball off. They tried to get AJ Brown the ball. They weren't able to get him going. Obviously, you're gonna have games like that.
We're gonna talk. There was a heated discussion between AJ and Jalen Hurts on the sideline. Take it there, because you've been in those situations. You're a receiver. You want the ball, and you want the ball early because you want to be a part of the game. If you give Ocho the ball early, you'll have him late. Obviously, the frustration is starting to build because I got 2-3 catches.
Listen, not only that do you have 2 or 3 catches, but Devontae Smith is on the other side going off. He going slap you know what off. And so AJ Brown is sitting here. I'm getting a slant, or I'm catching a hitch, or I'm in a slot and I'm running a little stick route. And I look up. I got 3 for 30, and Devontae Smith got 4 for 150. Hey, that don't.
You got 4 for 131 in the tube.
Hey, listen, that don't sit right with me. That don't sit right with me. And at times, I understand how AJ feels. I understand, but it's gonna be games like that. Every game you ain't gonna go off. Every game ain't gonna be like. Now, what's gonna happen? What's probably gonna happen next time is when they come out next week and they play. Guess who the first 3 plays might go to just to get him going.
Yeah,
just to keep him happy.
Right.
But
AJ got to take that. He has to take that as a sign of respect.
Yeah,
they fear him and they respect him more than they do Devontae currently. So they're going to send the coverage towards him.
But one thing. This is what I hate. I hate for offensive coordinators to do this. Obviously, offensive coordinators, they have a scheme. They have a scheme in the way they do things. I hate when offensive coordinators allow defensive teams to dictate what we as Eagles want to do. I hate that. Justin Jefferson had 11 for 159 tonight. The creativity from the offensive coordinator to move Justin Jefferson around to make sure he was part of that offense was immaculate. Even though they lost, they can do the same thing with A.J. Brown. There has to be some creativity outside of the scheme.
But Ocho, when you run for two, you're not finna throw for 300 and run for 260. This ain't college.
I mean, it can happen if you want to. If you want to do that, it can happen.
I bet you there hadn't been more. I bet you there hadn't been in the 105-year history. There haven't been a 200-yard rush game and a 300-yard pass game. I bet it hadn't happened more than 10 times in the history. Do you understand what you're saying?
Yeah.
How many carries do you think about? How many carries you have to get to 200? Again, this is in college.
About 28, 30.
To get 200 yards?
Swift had 175 tonight on 28.
They had 259 yards on 48 carries. Right. The average, you only get about somewhere between 62 and 68 plays.
Right.
So they had 48 rush attempts and they had 23 pass attempts. So they had 71. What you gonna do with that? And when you running the ball, think about it, Ocho. When you turn around and hand the ball, the guy, I used to turn around. I used to tell the defense, if y'all stop TD, we'll throw the ball. But y'all not stopping it. We're not going to throw it.
Throw the ball. But, again, this is what I don't like. And this is something that receivers have to deal with. If you're running the ball really well, don't abandon us. Don't abandon me out there. Allow me to still feel part of the game plan and a part of one of the reasons why we won. And that was probably part of the frustration that A.J. Brown was feeling, I guarantee you. But, again, what I don't like, okay, we're running the ball really well. We playing really well. Obviously, the Vikings made a late comeback toward the third and fourth. I call it garbage time.
Yeah, but empty calories.
Move him around. Put him in positions to make plays. Ocho. Do that. The same way they do with Justin Jefferson. It's easy.
You know what I'm hearing you say? I ain't never heard no receiver when they throwing the ball. You got 150. TJ had 100. Hey, man, get that ball to Corey. Let Corey feel some love. Why y'all want to? Whoa! You ever said that? Have you ever said when you had that 200-yard day, you had them back to back? How many times did you go to the sideline and tell the offensive coordinator?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me give you a better understanding on why I was able to get that 200-yard day, or TJ was able to have that 150-yard day. Back in our day when we played, we wasn't a pass-happy offense. We played in the running era. Are you forgetting? Remember the era I played in? Jamal Lewis, Jerome Bettis, Corey Dillon. We ran the ball first. And how were we able to get those yards? Because we established the run. Thank you.
I was established the run 12 years before you.
Whoa. No, you wasn't. When you came in the league?
90.
I came in the league in 93. What are you talking about, man?
You ain't came in no league in no 93. You came to the NFL in 93?
Yes. I'm 55. How you thought I was?
Stop it.
Yeah, man. I was born in 68. Don't do me like that.
Whatever. But anyway, as I was saying, you ever go to the offensive coordinator and say, you know what, man, y'all make sure y'all get some of these running backs some love.
Right.
Spend no wide receiver ever.
But I hear what you're saying, but this is what you don't understand is the fact that we established the running game to open us up. It wasn't. Now it's the opposite way now.
How you establish the running game? How you quarterback throw for 400 yards and you establish the run? When? Where? How?
Because they had to drop a man in the back because Rudy Johnson was going crazy, Cedric Benson was going crazy, or Corey Dillon was going crazy. You drop that man in the box, we're gonna kill you on the outside. Matter of fact, even if you did double team us, we still gonna get busy.
So how would you grade Jalen Hurts in this game? What grade would you give Hurts?
I give Jalen Hurts a B. I give him a B. And that's a good B. They could have put the game away a little bit more.
He had one that was a bad interception. I don't know where he was going with the ball.
I don't either. But I give him a B. I give him a B. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. As long as it wasn't, it's still costly because something like that can hurt you in the long run down the road.
Right.